This is our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. This is a take two. Let's try this again. We're live at the shop Friday. Let's hang out a bit. Hopefully you get notified. And here we go. Yeah, keep in mind, this is the there's some editing going on with this intro. So we'll cut off all of a sudden. Still working on that. And hopefully everyone's getting a good start to their weekend. Gemini Moon, welcome in. I'm gonna pop up on the screen, just a heads up, in a few seconds, all of a sudden. Glad you're getting notified and you're hanging out. It is Friday, it's a little past 2 o'clock here, so. There's Sharon, Dragonfly. What's up, y'all? There we go. Yeah, I mentioned it was gonna cut off all of a sudden. Yeah, I thought I had remixed the intro, and we noticed the other day when we played it that it cut off, and all of a sudden you have my grill on the screen there. Wanted to give everyone a warning. I'm gonna try to pull up the stream. Let's see, can we pull it up? Nope. We're gonna retry this. We're doing a round two. Yeah, right at 2 o'clock we were ready to go. We hit the go live, and as soon as we did, someone walked into the shop, which is all good, you know. We want our customers coming in. Saying hi to Sharon again. Dragonfly up in here. Yeah, we're at the shop hanging out Friday. The weekend is here. Hopefully you're in a safe place and warm. We've been hearing about this this cold storm coming through the country. And we'll have a little look in a minute and check it out. Yeah, Gemini Moon. And it usually happens like that. Sometimes it'll happen like a few minutes in. And also a heads up, we are on duty. We are solo. The camera's deactivating. And we got someone picking up some equipment next door. So we're expecting someone in a little bit. Yeah, over at the Catalyst, they're picking up some music equipment that they leave over after some of the shows. Yeah, because some of the shows end up, finishing pretty late, and no one wants to load up their gear, and they kind of clean stuff up and wrap it up, and so sometimes the guys will leave their gear here, and then later, a few days later, maybe the next day, they'll come and pick it up. But I'm gonna try again. Let's see. Let's try this again. I'm gonna try to pull up the stream because I use it as a monitor here. And got knocking things all over the place here. That's how it goes down, peeps. Here we go. Let's see. Can we refresh the channel? All right, there it is. Cool. Let me on there. There's Werewolf. What's up, buddy? How you doing? P&W Rush. How's the weather up your way? Yeah, I haven't seen Werewolf in here in a minute. I don't know if I usually find you in other chats. And what else? A lot of interesting news. Always a lot going on, not only here in Southern California, but throughout the world. And we like to touch on certain bits of news here and there, especially when they're closer to home. And actually, I'm going to close a few. Oh, yeah, we are live on Instagram. Cool, I see. Right on. And I'm closing our Rumble and our Kick over here. So, boom, take care of that. And I'm going to breathe here, just kind of hang out, because sometimes I get excited with the stream and everything. Yeah, you kind of get a kind of it's exciting. You're on live. We got our friends live. People will be watching later. So you don't want to fumble too much or too hard. So hopefully we keep this stream flowing right. And there's Brian. What up, bro? Are we live? What's up, Bigfooters? He says. What up, Brian? Are you near the beach, man? And if so, how's Venice? It's pretty, we've been showing the weather lately in the beginning of the stream to get in the habit. We a lot of us go out into nature and there's these precautions you should take when you go out into nature. One of them is especially for women, not hiking alone, and we'll bring that up in a little bit, hopefully. Again, we don't know. I don't know how this stream is gonna go. It could get cut off short. We could go for a while. So hopefully you get to hang out. And if not, come check us later. Maybe rewatch this. We're gonna be heading back to North Carolina again. There's some news coming from there. And check this out. I got a little magnet thing with a clip and actually wrote a couple of notes to help me remember because I always forget things. Like the other night, Gerald notified me as soon as I got home that there was a chase on. And so I popped the laptop out. I was literally walking in. I went back to close the front door downstairs, lock the car, lock the truck, get back up, open the laptop. So no studio. Try to get the chase on. I got it on. And as soon as I, got everything set up to go live, it was over. And it was a pretty bad wreck. So we missed that. And that's just how it goes. Some more funny moments. It's like that, throughout my day. If you were to be watching my day, there'd be a lot of funny moments for you all. And we're going to share a few today. And I appreciate you. I see 5 of you hit the thumbs up. What up, Gustavo? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te va? And yeah, I've been keeping an eye out on Argentina. We've been hearing about the fires out there. And we'll bring that up because it was an issue last year out here in Southern California and in other places. Yeah, now I hear Argentina's burning. There's been some interesting information tying into the possible cause of the fires and all that. And I hear it's in like in national parks as well. So, you know, mm, not good. And there's Kurt. What up, Kurt? Kurt doesn't have a tool. Yeah, we're handing out tools as well. I see Werewolf got one. We're trusting you all with the tools. Be mindful and use them wisely. May the force be with you. Yeah, we gotta pull up. Yeah, when we hand out tools, we'll add that to it. There are some crazy. Yeah, yep. Brian, yep. I agree, bro. I'm trying to pull his comment up. ¿Cómo te va, che? Aquí tranquilo, gracias a Dios. Ojalá contigo también. And yeah, right on, Werewolf. So if you get, you got stuff to share, any links, anything related to what we're going to talk about today, or anything we should be checking out later, feel free to post. And I was going to share also, let's see, who was it? I think it was Maria AAA. Butcher will like that, the AAA part. Maria Walker was trying to get into the live stream yesterday, and she wasn't able to. And to you, Gemini Moon. She was trying to get into the chat, and I seen she left some comments. It was 3 comments. She's like, "Oh, I can't see the chat," something like that. And then at the end, she was like, "I give up." And I was like, bummer. So that must have been frustrating. But what I've noticed is when people are live and you go to what you think might be the live chat, really sometimes it'll take you to the comment section of that stream. And sometimes the comment section, I noticed, pops up, "Sí, en la Patagonia, bro." And we bring up Patagonia also when we talk about Bigfoots it is a thing. There's some connection there. And yeah, super sad to see that happening out there. So prayers for the Patagonia and yeah, man, burn out them wicked people, them more fire. Yes, I uh yeah, what were you saying? So yeah, be aware when you jump into what you think might be the live chat, might be the comment section. So I think that's probably what happened to her yesterday. So Maria, if you're watching this, hopefully you come on back and hang out with us. And I also seen that I've been encouraging someone said pressuring people to share in my comment section of my channel. You could share pictures, links, and all that good stuff. And I've been encouraging people to do it. What's up, Tanya? Good to see you here. Welcome on in. We're gonna be hanging out for a bit. Yeah, so I seen that Maria. I finally, because I hadn't noticed anyone share anything, but I went because on my side on the channel, I don't know if you see it, but I have a bar that says community chat or something like that, and I clicked on it, and I noticed that Maria Walker shared an awesome picture over there, and it was of a teepee. Let's see, I'm gonna try and pull it up. Give me a second. Let's see if we could go to the let's go to the channel here. I'm gonna bring you all along right quick so we could check out the share. And this is what I'm talking about. So you guys could share, and you could share on different channels. I don't know if it's available for everyone, but some of the bigger channels, I do believe it's up to them as well to make that option available. And so while it's available, because we know YouTube takes away some of these things sometimes, and we're still waiting on those DMs, YouTube. Let me clear my throat. And let's go ahead and share this here so we could show people what we're talking about. Hopefully, go over to my channel. And so, see, I'm live there. I'm not going to pull it up because who knows what that's going to do. But like I said, if you're going to jump into the live chat, make sure you're in the live chat. Sometimes it gives you even 3 options. It gives you the comment section. So you could go ahead and comment right away on the live stream. And sometimes that option's not there. And then you could have the option of jumping into the live chat. And then it gives you sometimes a 3rd option. And I don't know what the heck that is, but I think it might be tied to some music. But can y'all see this? All right, let's change this up right quick. Let's do this like that. All right. And so over here, you can see the different sections on the channel: home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, posts. And so this is the section where you could share. And then the memberships over here, shout out to all the members out there. Much love to you all. As we get a customer. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the stream of Babylon right now. Los Angeles live. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take care of some quick business. Y'all chop it up in the chat. We're gonna deactivate the camera right quick, and I'll be right All right. We are back. And I just dropped my little back scratcher. Let's see. Herman might want a little scratch. Yeah, Herman's back here. Can y'all see? He's hiding right under. Little scratch his belly there. Even matches him. I got this whole theme of the grind. What is it? Lime slime. Lime slime green. Got quite a few things here that are that color. And yeah, we'll pop this baby out because I know we're gonna take some notes here in a bit, so y'all be ready. And let's get the city of Los Angeles out of the picture here. And let's adjust this a little bit. All right. Now we were over on my channel. Let's see. And we're talking about the posts. Here we are. And so y'all should be able to see that on your end. And so over in this section, let's go to the post section and check out what Maria shared. And again, it could be anything. Even this morning, I shared some. I started a new detox. I do take my ACV shots with cayenne and lemon. And that's sis texting us. I had sent her a message earlier. Yeah, we got surveillance set up at the crib now, new surveillance. And I sent her a message. And boom, we're gonna send her a thumbs up. She's gonna check on something for us. And let's hit that post. Darn it, yeah. So there's that little detox we're doing. We're doing the coconut or olive oil, cayenne, key lime, and pinch of salt or two. But I'm trying to pull up. And Tate Hieronymus sent us a message during a stream the last time, and I seen his message, and he was talking about this post here about Humboldt County and the light situation. And I was like, you know what? That light situation out there, maybe people are reporting, could be seeing orbs. And let's see, darn. So I can't pull up. I'm trying to pull up the community post. Where the heck? I thought I was going to be. Oh, right here. Visit community. There we go. Come on, BD. So there we go. Visit community. There's the latest post. There's some other posts. There we go. So this was 5 days ago. So it took me a minute. I did respond last night. And thank you again, Maria Walker, for sharing. And she says, I saw this last summer on a hike at Two Rivers in Little Rock, Arkansas, and wanted to know what you guys thought. Is it too perfect? I didn't want to get too close. I felt a little nervous. TBH. And there's another picture as well. Yeah, remember, there's sometimes when people post pictures, there's more than one. And remember that sometimes you could even click on them and it'll make it bigger. And so, yeah, she got 11. I smashed that thumbs up as well. 11. And she got several comments as we can see here. Brian commented on that one. And yeah, I'd like to see more of it. I told her to keep an eye, and if she goes back, check for tracks. Very interesting and super cool share. This is what I'm talking about. So Maria Walker, thank you. Tanya says she thinks she broke the chat. Wonder why. All right, we took care of a customer right now, which is good. We got a new art supply, and I was able to pitch it, and he went for it. Reeled it in, got it. Yeah. Taking care of business. All right. So, yeah, little heads up there on the YouTube stuff. And I'm still learning. And speaking of YouTube and all that, anyone hear about the latest news over on
TikTok.
Yep. The policy, I guess, how would you say, the policies and things are changing over there. And from what I hear, that there's a lot of stuff changing, and some of the things that stood out to me, I'll try to remember, were that you could still you still post your videos, post them on different platforms and all this and that. But I hear that one of the main things is that they're gonna have full uh I guess rights over your posts now, which means that they could use that in any way they want. And on top of that, they're going to be using some of that information for, I guess, like their AI. They're going to be feeding their AI. Yes. Yeah, they're going to be feeding that thing, I guess, the videos, and who knows, AI is going to do what it's going to do. Damn. So, yeah, quite a few other changes. So, any TikTokers out there, and I know but it's all good. We've been climbing up since. I didn't think we're, you know, gonna be even getting close to that. And we've been climbing. Like recently, I've been posting a lot more over there, little short videos and stuff. And it's we've climbed up almost, I think, like 200 over there. And here also on YouTube. So again, big up to the members and the new subscribers, because I see we've been climbing a little bit here, slowly and surely, just chugging along, chipping away. And so big up to you all. And he says, over your content, it going to the government. The government. What up, Isaac? Welcome on in, brother. How the horse is doing? Hopefully, I don't know where you are exactly, but hopefully you're gonna be keeping warm, bro. I hear it's gonna be cold out in a lot of different places throughout the country. So heads up, everyone. Get your supplies, get your whip out the Pendletons and get that wood stacked. And prayers. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much ruckus. And what else we got going on, man? It is quite a bit here. Let's see. Yeah, so TikTok, interesting news there. And yeah, I guess if you're making money, I don't make money over there. So I'm not too worried about all that. Will I continue posting there? I don't know. It's kind of weird. I already felt that even though you post stuff, they already had, could do whatever the hell they want with it anyway. But I guess now it's on paper. It's official. Yeah. So heading back to the last stream. I like going back to the last stream, breaking records, talking about stuff we've already talked about and bringing things up. And it happens a lot here. So you'll hear a lot of things being repeated here. No, it's not deja vu. Maybe sometimes it could be. You never know. Strange days. Deja vu. And what up, Russell? Yep, TikTok is starting. It is gonna start burning you hard. Yeah, it says Russell there. Yeah, if you're monetized TikTok, time to switch to YouTube and Blue Sky. I haven't heard of Blue Sky. Yeah, y'all need to put me up on game. A bunch of different platforms. We are streaming on Kick, Twitch, Instagram, supposedly TikTok, but I don't ever find myself there, even on the Instagram. And oh my goodness, Henry the Bigfoot. We have a what do you call it? Like a windsock puppet squatch. Yeah, that we hang outside in the shop. We got it from the Cave Junction tiny or Bigfoot or in Oregon museum out there, Bigfoot museum. You get Xeroxes and stuff there. Anyway, Henry, we got there, and he keeps getting his foot stuck on the guard fence on the shop, and he's lost several toes. Yeah, Bigfoot lost several toes, and he's stuck there right now. So I wish I could show you. Um, I have shown. I think I shared a short last time, a little short video of when that happened. It's kind of funny, but now that he's down to like a few toes on one foot and I think one on the other, it's not so funny because I don't want my Bigfoot out there hanging out with no feet. Mad Paximus, what up, brother? Yeah, we're gonna get into a few things. We're starting to get the flow going here. Yes, we're live at the shop, and we'll give the shop shout outs later and everything. Yeah, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, East Los Angeles. Tap in with us. Yeah, so North Carolina, we just our last stream was I titled it North Carolina Squatch Reports, and we were reading a report. Actually, set up several from different databases that we check out, different websites, everything from the Bigfoot Mapping Project to BFRO to Bigfoot Society's database. I just read that Stan Gordon has a database as well, and there's been activity happening out there. We'll tap into that. What's Isaac laughing at? See, the algos been spamming me about the Tacoma hole. Is there some update or something? Yeah, no, I haven't heard about anything about that. The Tacoma hole. Just getting home from work. Texas is going into a freeze. Yeah, brother, make sure you get all your gear. And see, someone just sent me a reel. The shop just Sky's the Limit just sent me a reel. I have to check that out. That means my brother's sending me something. And yeah, so we were in North Carolina reading off some reports, and there were some more reports from there, and we were zeroing in on a specific area. We mentioned the Uwaris, sorry, or Wawa, my Sharona. Yeah, I assume it's another lava tube that people were throwing old tires down forever. Oh man. Yeah, so we were touching on North Carolina Bigfoot reports, and there was more to read. Even the night we did Del Norte County, there was more reports to read from there. So who knows? We might tap into those areas again while we're while we're live during the stream, because there has not been any other reports added to any of the websites that I've noticed yet. And it's always good to check because we did get a fresh one, boom, off the bat, just the other stream. And Minxie said she's asking if she's a mod. I don't know, Minxie, are you? You look blue to me. And not the sad blue. Hopefully you're happy blue. And so, yeah, here we are again. So we read several reports from the area, which was cool. We were able to link up some of those reports coming from different databases. Patrick Noble tried sharing some information because he's, I believe, out that way. And we were trying to make sense of what he was saying. Sometimes it's complicated reading some of the chat, and I'm trying to keep up with the chat as much as possible. What up, Odin? Welcome in. Americans would block George Carlin today. That's a funny one. And yes, I do laugh at his jokes, although I've heard other stuff about him too. You know, it's crazy, man. Some of my favorite people sometimes, and it's the internet. Yeah, information. You end up finding more about certain people, and you're like, oh man. But yeah, I thought he was a funny comedian. And yes, I do love comedy. Let's see what else. So North Carolina is on the map again today, y'all. So we bring up Can-Am Missing Project a whole lot. David Polite is here. So over on his channel, YouTube, Can-Am Missing. He touched on a report of a missing camper. I believe the guy was in a canoe, and this was and he wasn't from North Carolina, but I believe he was in that area and was planning to go to a few different areas, and went missing with his dog and his canoe, I believe. So, and then right away when I got that was early this morning, I checked that out, and there was another case along with that. So we'll bring that up. But Garrel, salute to you, brother. Good to see you. Welcome in. There was let me turn on the TV at the shop here. Um, there was another channel. It's that I watch for missing persons cases and stuff, and it's not all high strangeness on this particular channel. He covers everything, sometimes even criminal stuff. But it's Brian's Mysteries on the Trail, I believe it is. So check that out. And we featured his channel, I think, some cases that he's touched on here before. And so I noticed he put out a video on this man's case, and he has not been found yet. We'll check out some of the news articles and what they're saying. Maybe some of you have heard about it already. I think it's been going on for several days for sure. And I'm still kind of confused on some of the details. I'll have to rewatch. I was even rewatching it right now again just to try to make more sense out of it. It seems a little confusing. And prayers for Russell. Let's see what's going on. Clowns on the left and jokers on the right. Oh wow, Russell had a couple bad seizures yesterday trying to recover now. Yes, man. Prayers and sending good vibes your way. Uh yeah, that's not a good thing. So, and that's another thing. Yeah, taking care of our health. We're being bombarded with all types of stuff. Even particularly here in the shop in this area, this neighborhood, I've talked about some of the stuff. A lot of toxins in the air and just everywhere. And yeah, that's why I kind of shared that little detox concoction I'm starting to do this morning. I actually brought it with me too. I'll probably take another shot in a moment, along with the ACV. And there's other stuff. I did a little detox earlier. Let's see, what was that? Beginning of the year, I think it was. And I went with this particular brand, and they had stuff. And I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. But then again, there's certain things I could have done also to help that out. So stem cells are only approved for hair conditioner. Huh. Not sure what Odin means by that, but yeah, everyone's sending good vibes out to Russell there. And I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the North Carolina activity that's been going on. So we touched on several reports linking that, yeah, there seems to be some Bigfoot activity up there. And in the particular area we were focusing on, which was close to the Uwari. Yeah, I have trouble sometimes pronouncing words, reading, and stuff like that. It happens. Yeah, I usually say I'm baked, and I am. But we do all right. And so yeah, that was very interesting. So along with Bigfoot, you could imagine all the other high strangeness, because Bigfoot comes along with high strangeness. Usually there's other weird stuff going on if you're having Bigfoot activity in your area, in my opinion. Um, yeah, so now we have this case of this guy. So we don't know exactly if he's missing from North Carolina. So let's try this again slowly. Monongahela National Forest has been coming up with this case as well. And the Monongahela area, and I know I've brought this up, it reminds me of a particular researcher, and I know I've been seeing him on STM lately. I forget his name, but he has some of the best audio, I think, and he's done a lot of work with audio vocalizations and in that area. and he used to go by Monongahela Monster on YouTube, but I don't know if his channel's up anymore. I don't think he posts on YouTube anymore. But his vocals, and it's funny because last night I was listening to Creek Devil, the channel, Bigfoot YouTube channel, and that's William Jevning and his crew. And and I like some of the shows there. I don't agree with everything, but there's a lot of good stuff there. And I know Will has a lot of experience from up our way up in Northern California, Humboldt County, the Bluff Creek area, and all that. And I know he's from Washington as well, has history there. But anyway, they were bringing up, they brought up Bluff Creek. People were asking questions. They were answering questions. They brought up Bluff Creek, and Humboldt County came up, and Bigfoot and missing people were talked about. I shared that particular video in the post section, so you could check that out. And what else? There was something else they brought up that was like pretty fascinating. So there was some stuff on the Bluff Creek thing that they mentioned that I thought was pretty good. And then the Humboldt thing, which I think there's something there too. Oh, they brought up they brought up Murder Mountain, the Netflix documentary. And one of them was confused, thinking that it was the Sasquatch. And I brought these documentaries up quite a bit. And I remember that last time I forgot, I said we were going to check out some new trailers, Bigfoot movie trailers for 2026. I do have one lined up, so hopefully we might get into that in a bit here. But the other one was a Hulu documentary. So the lady, I believe her name is Forrest, and she's a wildlife biologist, I think. I don't know. She's got some credentials, but uh, as I drop some stuff, this didn't completely fall, but let's see. And it fell right on my foot too. So if I want, I could flip it up like if it were a soccer ball or something, or a hacky sack, and I might be able to catch it, but we're not gonna do that because it's some glass cleaner. I gotta finish cleaning a few things. I've been carrying this thing around. Gotta clean my pieces. And so what else did they bring up? There was something else very interesting in that show that they brought up. So it's a good one, and I thought I'd share that out. And I do think there's a thing, because Will was aware that Humboldt County was like, I don't know how it is now, the statistics, but we've talked about it, that for a long time Humboldt was like number one in California with the most amount of missing persons cases. And yeah, it's a great place if you want to disappear. And I see why Bigfoot's up there. And but yeah, no, people have talked about the connections between some of the missing people up there and possibly Sasquatches, and I do think, and I've thought about it, ever since I lived up there and everything, I've thought about it and I've been, fascinated with the 411 topic. Uh yeah, trees. Right on. What happened to his comment? Hopefully he didn't delete it. I was gonna put it up there. Let's see. Oh, there he goes. He says, yep. That's funny. And I don't know if he's talking about up that way, but yeah, I think there's something there, and I've talked about that. There, I think there is. The Bigfoot is part of the 411 phenomenon, and I've also recently mentioned about people from the Hoopa Reservation. I've heard a couple people getting interviewed, and they talked about a point, because they used to have a relationship with the Sasquatches up there, and at one point that stopped, and I believe they've mentioned that it was due to the Sasquatches taking some of their women. And we've heard that before in other places too. We'll have to bring that up and make a maybe a stream about that. And yeah, let me know if you've heard of that, and if you know some details about some of those types of stories. I'd love to hear about it. We're gonna have to poke around Humboldt and maybe find some of these people. I know Inker would be actually Inker told us about it, and I was this summer, and yes, I was with Jonathan, Western Bigfoot Exploration. So yeah, I heard it from Inker, and I don't know if we got that, but yeah, we'll work on that. Anyway, so there's something there. I think it's part of the 411 phenomenon, although Mr. Politis says it isn't. So give me 1 second. One sec. All right, 7 millimeter bearings. We don't have. A guy was trying to get some bearings for some older roller skates, and we don't have that. So, and we gave it a shot with the skateboard bearings. I'm not sure what's that. Obviously, they're bigger than 7 millimeter. We gave it a shot, and it was too loose. So, no go on that. And yeah, let's see. While we have this pulled up, we could go ahead and hop over to some of these news reports on this case here. So yeah, we're talking about a missing person case. And the bad thing is also is that we got this freezing situation starting to happen through the country. So that I don't know if the area where he's at, it might be in that zone. And let's see here. Well, here's a map of the where some of the areas are going to get affected. And this is CBS News. See there, seems like almost like half and half there. Like half is going to get snow and the other half under there is going to get ice. So a heads up there. And some other rewinding right quick. Let's rewind really quick while I have this pulled up. I meant to pull this up the other day. We've been talking about a lot of the wildlife. Whoops. A lot of the wildlife. Sorry, I didn't curse. I must have cursed in my head, but and the coyotes have been a thing out here, Southern California. I'm sure all over the country. I've heard about it, a couple years back, but as of late in Southern California, I think we pulled up a video out of Glendale, California. It showed like 40 coyotes on the street, which was crazy. We showed. Have a good one, no problem. Um, we showed the coyotes going through apartments and trip out. This chick came in right now, and while I was trying to take care of the guy with this bearing situation and skate, she's like, "Hey, I have $10. Can I use your restroom?" And I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Nah, go for it. Go ahead." So it's all good. It's like I received the $10. I was just happy to be of service. And yeah, we don't let just anybody come in and use our restroom because then I gotta go clean up. Yep. Anyway, let's pull this up right quick. I don't know if it's showing on. There we go. Yeah, we've been touching on the bears, a lot of the wildlife, the mountain lions, everything. I've been capturing. So I got a possum, a local possum. He's been hanging out, walking through my area at the pad. It's hilarious. Sometimes we get the skunks and raccoons every so often, but yeah, no, all that stuff's around here for sure. We have our local coyotes as well. We've shared a lot of videos of them. Was testing out my new night vision on them, my thermal and stuff. And some every so often you hear some cats possibly getting eaten. It's horrible. And but anyway, right here, yeah, coyote makes astonishing swim to Alcatraz. The start of a prison island pack? Question mark. Yeah, and there's footage of this. I'm not gonna pull it up, but there's footage of this on YouTube, I believe. I haven't seen it yet, but I was like, oh man, we've got to definitely share this. Um, wild, wild, wild stuff. And yeah, I wonder why. What's up with that? Coyotes are just. I mean, we see them here. We've seen footage of them here downtown, and I've heard they've encouraged to get rid of them and stuff too. So I'm trying to find our article here. Here we go. All right. So now we could fast forward back to uh so it seems like North Carolina. This is the Charlotte Observer, and it says man and his dog go missing on NC's Outer Banks. Park says truck found on beach. So Chris Palmer, 39, is, and so I didn't mention the third channel. So three channels have that cover missing persons, and I would imagine salute to Steve Stockton. He'll probably be covering this over at Missing Persons Mysteries as well. But Rusty West is another channel that covered this one today as well. So if you go to any of those channels that I mentioned earlier, Can I Missing, Brian's Mysteries, On the Trail, Rusty West have all featured this case today. So it's a hot one online, and I'm sure you'll probably be hearing more about it. And here we are shining some light on it and getting the word out there, you never know who may be listening and watching this or may know, life is kind of strange sometimes and how things work. And you can see it looks like a German Shepherd. And so Chris Palmer, 39, is believed to be with his dog, pictured here. His pickup was found at a North Carolina's Cape Point, or at North Carolina's Cape Point at Cape Hatteras National Seashore. So he was by the ocean. Interesting. And also I don't know if they mentioned about his. What's up, brother? All right, we got our guy to pick up the equipment here. Let's give me a moment, everybody. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this Lost City back up. All right. Handed off the keys for next door. And our camera went cuckoo. Did y'all hear that? Someone honked the air horn outside. You know what? We got our own air horns too. All right, camera, come on, activate. See, it acts weird. There you go. Following me now? Yes, sir. All right. Article. Let's see. So, National Park Service photo. This is an actual photo. Red jacket. That's interesting. It reminds me of the case. There was a case from about the Bay Area here in California from last year. Older woman who, and there's several of cases out of California that we touched on that the people have not been found, still haven't been found, and two of them were older women. I want to say, and we'll have to confirm this, but I know for sure one of them was wearing a red jacket. And I'm talking about these two ladies, one missing from Southern California, out of these mountains here locally. And we've talked about that one. She worked for NASA. No sign of her. It went to missing persons to from the missing persons department or yeah, I guess you could say department to the criminal department here at LAPD. Um, and still nothing was found from her. I think she was wearing a red jacket, and I want to say the other woman up in the Bay Area as well. So it's just something. Yeah, break out the big red pencil on that one. Something to note there. And like I said, we'll confirm it. I know at least for sure one because I'm getting red flags in my head right now. Um, and it's interesting also, I've brought up how a lot of times they'll have one last picture. And I believe in this case, he sent his mom actual like one last video. And I don't know if he was in it or not, but we'll read the rest of this here. There's another article I'll also pull up because it says update. And give me 1 second. Ooh, they got BD working. All right, we're back here. And it says, we're going to read the rest of this article. It's not long at all. It says, a pickup truck found abandoned on North Carolina's Outer Banks has ignited a search for a missing tourist and his dog, according to the National Park Service. The man has been identified as 39-year-old Chris Palmer of Arkansas. Cape Hatteras National Park Seashore reported in a January 20th news release. So there's that. And again, check out those channels I mentioned for their version of things. You know, sometimes you'll get extra information depending who's reporting on what, or sometimes even different news sources and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's other content creators who touch on topics like this. Will be having their version of things. And I'm not sure why it made it to the 411 phenomenon. I'm still trying to figure that out as well. So you guys let me know if you notice any high strangeness or have been on top of this case and there's some things that we should look at. You know, drop it in the comments after this. And welcome to anyone coming in right now. Let's see. And I'm trying to peep the chat there in case I'm missing anything or noticing any activity of any sort. And so there was a video there. Let's see. Maybe we could play this. Is it going to play for us? Nope. It played the videos. Let's see. Let's try this. I'm gonna go back and then bring it back up. Where'd you go? Here we go. All right, let's listen. We'll go ahead and play this video here. This is Outer Banks. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out 13 News Now. And this was updated. And this is also on Facebook, as you can see there. So let's see, can we make this larger? Probably not. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Y'all were probably seeing anything on that end. Sorry about that. We're gonna play this. Hopefully we got let's see, do we have volume?
This afternoon, as the search continues for a missing man last seen on the Outer Banks. According to the National Park Service, 39-year-old Christopher Lee Palmer was reported missing out of Arkansas, but his truck was found stuck on the beach at Cape Point last week. A Dare County traffic camera captured this picture of Christopher Palmer's truck on January 9th, carrying a kayak in the back. But when rangers found that truck, the kayak was not inside. Investigators say Palmer is likely traveling with his German Shepherd. He's described as 5'6" with strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes.
So kayak not in the truck, dog missing.
If you've seen him or that kayak anywhere near Avon or Buxton, please reach out to the National Park Service.
All right. And let's see if the article, I want to see if the article mentions anything else. Yeah, it's just interesting how it swung us back to North Carolina. And it says North Carolina, USA, the National Park Service continues to seek information from the public to assist in locating Christopher Lee Palmer, 39, who was officially declared a missing person by Arkansas authorities on January 16th. After reviewing Dare County traffic camera footage, investigators determined that Palmer's red 2017 Ford F-250 was in Dare County, North Carolina. So the truck found in North Carolina, Dare County. As early as the afternoon of January 9th, a blue and white kayak was observed in the back of the vehicle. Additionally, pings to Palmer's mobile phone indicate the phone was near Avon on the evening of January 10th near Cape Point in Buxton on January 11th. On January 12th, NPS, National Park Service, law enforcement rangers located Palmer's vehicle, which was stuck on the beach at Cape Hatteras National Seashore. Visitors' report indicate the vehicle was also stuck on the beach on January 11th. The kayak seen in traffic camera footage has not yet been found. Palmer is believed to be traveling with his German Shepherd and may still be in the area. Authorities say information from the public, include boaters, could assist ongoing investigative efforts. Palmer is described as white, approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall, with blue eyes and strawberry blonde hair. Anyone with information on Palmer's whereabouts is encouraged to come forward. Tips can be submitted through the National Park Service by calling. There's your 888s there. That's a good one. 653-0009. And then you could also go online at go.mps.gov/S submit A, or lowercase IP. Or you could also email at mps_isb@mps.gov. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on this one. And again, we'll retouch on cases that, like I mentioned earlier, that have uh that are still, I guess they're not ongoing current, like they're not searching for them. I don't know. It's been kind of off and on some of them. But cases where people haven't been found yet, and that happened last year. So um yeah, it is something we touch on this channel. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I did also want to pull up, let's see, could we pull up? Yes, we could. So I pulled up Monongahela National Forest because I was hearing through David Politis that he kept mentioning Monongahela. And let's see, how far is that from? 'Cause it seems like the coast is pretty far out from the Monongahela National Forest. As you can see, look, I'm zooming out. And so the nearest saltwater, I would imagine, is right up in here, over here. So did they think that maybe he kayaked from the forest out there and ended up in the ocean? One sec. All right, he's getting his wallet. Our buddy who went to pick up his gear next door is going to purchase some things. So, little heads up. So, we'll go ahead and let's see. Should we pull up our City of Los Angeles? And that's how the day's looking like right now, y'all. It's been this gloom. We got, like, I'm telling you, something just zipped by there. Kind of funky out. Cool. Took care of that. Did we even switch to it? Darn it. We're supposed to be looking at that. Anyway, not easy multitasking here, and something to get used to because we're going to be doing this more from the shop as well. So just a little heads up. And so the second case, so let's see. We're looking at the map. Yeah, it seems pretty far away from that particular area. And then they mentioned the county. So I'll have to look closer. Maybe someone will also do a little investigative work and try to figure out where the county is, where they said they found his truck and everything. Well, they found the truck by the Seashore National thing. So I would imagine that's somewhere over here, right? Let's see if we could zoom in and see anything. That's already Maryland up there. Virginia Beach. So yeah, I don't even think it has, it's weird. I don't know. I don't get it. I need help with this one. So I'll be looking at this today, try to figure out, pinpoint, and see where the information says and look at maps. And I just wanted to bring this up briefly since it's making the rounds right now. And then the second case on that Dave brought up today over on Can-Am Missing, which I listened to it and I'm trying to figure out the high strangeness in it as well. So, and I do believe I brought up an article on her. It's a female, and this was out of Utah. And she also had gone out for a hike. So here it is. Let's see. Let's have a quick read here. Nicole Bennett. So you can see this over on Can Missing Project. Both of these cases we're covering here. Nicole Bennett, a 19-year-old woman from St. George, Utah, was found. Where's our? In the Red Cliffs Recreation Area on January 14th, 2026, after being reported missing the night before. Her vehicle was discovered at the Red Cliffs Recreation Area trailhead around 11:55 p.m. on January 13th. Search and rescue operations, including ground teams and aerial support, were launched but paused at 4:30 a.m. due to poor lighting and the vast search area. At approximately 7:07 a.m. on January 14th, a family member who was assisting in the search located her body. Authorities, including, and I heard it was really cold, authorities, including the Washington County Sheriff's Office, confirmed the transition or was accidental, they're saying, with preliminary findings indicating that Bennett likely fell. And that's what it sounded like. And give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, it's Friday. And here we go. I'll be right back. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Another satisfied customer. That's how we do it. Yeah, thank you for hanging on there, y'all. Hopefully, is everyone having a good start to their weekend? How's it going? Now let's get back to, where are we? Right here. Boom. Just to make sure. All right. And so where were we? All right, so they paused the search, and then a family member that was actually involved in the search, and I'm getting more traffic. Authorities including the Washington County Sheriff's Office confirmed the passing was accidental, with preliminary findings including that Bennett likely fell while hiking alone. And that's what we were talking about earlier about the hiking alone, how dangerous that is. Also, hiking with headphones or headgear, ear pods and stuff like that is just highly dangerous. And give me 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, this guy's checking the wrong door. Be right back. Oh, you good, bro? Yeah. All right. That was a good one. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to, figure out what makes it a 411 case. Maybe he just decided. I know there's been a couple times where he's decided, even though it's not a 411 case, that he'll touch on it. And it says the last little bit here. The area known for its rugged terrain and steep drop-offs is considered treacherous, especially for solo hikers. Okay. And, we've been bringing that up with the recent Mount Baldy situations. Yeah, if you've been checking out the streams, you know, you already know. Um, so solo hiking, not good. And we talked about the weather being possibly cold. I don't know if there was ice involved there. And they said she was found not too far from her vehicle, also, is what I was hearing. It says Bennett was preparing to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Italy. Yeah, I heard she was practicing her Italian. And actually, when they found her, they found some, I don't know, she was, again, learning the language. They found some of her either notes or some of the stuff she was using to help learn the language along with her when her body was found. So interesting thing there. And they say they don't think she was, suicidal or anything like that. Um, Never know. At the time of her disappearance. So the investigation remains active, but no foul play is suspected. The community has expressed grief over her passing, and officials have urged the public to respect the family's privacy during this difficult time. So, yeah, again, I'll have to listen to what Dave says again and see why he included it into one of his videos, as well as the other case there. And let's see, checking the chat out. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you, brother. We're here hanging out at the shop, reading some reports and getting some of this information out there. And yeah, so that's that on that front. Let's hop back in the studio here. Let's see. There's Bim Jim. And he says, you must check out this guy is a true native knowledge keeper. He knows Bigfoot better than anybody I've found. Sasquatch Island. Who are you talking about? Is it Thomas? Thomas Seawood? I wonder if that's who you're talking about there. I know he's been doing the rounds, been on several shows lately and people's videos. And there's Roger. That was a funny message you left me earlier, Roger. Good to see you, bro. Cheers to you. And let's see, what else do we have for today? We could, tap back into, well, let's check the Bigfoot mapping project just in case there's been some reports added. What else did I want? Let's look at our notes here really quick as well. And yeah, so like I said, we could read off maybe a couple reports that we touched on the last streams out of Del Norte, California. I'll get another report, but out of a different database, and maybe we'll touch on another North Carolina one right quick before we head on out. Looks like we're about an hour and 15 minutes or 60 minutes into the stream. And it's interesting to see on Fridays. I don't see that many people stream on Fridays. I don't know what's up with that. I know Andy Decodes was on earlier, and that's about it. So I've been noticing on Fridays, no one's really active. And that's why I kind of went on today too. I was like, well, we're kind of chilling. No one's really live. Let's jump on and touch base with folks out there. And I always appreciate you all for coming through. Appreciate y'all. And let's read a couple reports here while we're still here. Why not? Oh, let's get into the trailer. Yeah, let's not forget about that. We talked about some Bigfoot movies coming out for 2026. So there's one that was mentioned, and I believe it's called Sasquatch. That sounds pretty creepy. Let's have a look and see what that's all about. I haven't seen the full trailer yet. I did see part of it accidentally showed while I was pulling it up. But let's set our higher definition here. So this is something else you can learn. We're talking about different things on YouTube channels and videos and stuff like that. So one thing I want to, because a lot of my videos have gone up with poor quality. But yeah, this is another habit I've gotten into, is upgrading the quality of videos. And here, this one lets us to 1080p HD, and that's already checked. We'll check it again. We'll pop this baby open like that. So heads up, here we go. Sasquatch tease trailer 2026. And let's get some audio going on this. Rewind. I don't know. This looks familiar, but I don't know where this is. Anyone know where this was filmed?
Blake, get up! Something's happening to Donnie.
Oh no, Donnie. It's not Donnie Cho.
Yeah, he's screaming. He's screaming so loud.
Oh. This looks action-packed already. Oh my. Bigfoot got them glowing eyes people be reporting. Looks like them self-illuminating eyes. Creepy. Ooh. Ooh. Wow.
It's fucking Bigfoot!
That looks heavy duty. Whoa. Let's see here. Anyone seen that trailer? I don't know. I think I'd check that out. It looks pretty interesting to me. Daryl says classic slasher movie. Yeah, seems like. And there's another one. It seems like it was out of the UK. I thought I heard some accents. Sounded like from across the pond. And then maybe we'll save that one for next time. Let's see here. Yeah, we could try to pull up. Let's see if it pulls up on us. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, let's do that. So that was Sasquatch. It looks like, oh yeah, this was another one, but this was 2025, and it seemed pretty. There's the whole movie there you could watch, I guess, and it's Blood on the Farm. Bigfoot movie. But let's see if we could find this other one that is for 2026. If not, we'll set it up for next time. Let's see, 2025 cryptid creature fan film. All right, we're getting more customers, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this baby up, and maybe we'll do some reading of reports later tonight. Yeah, thank you all for tapping into the stream. What up, brother? Give me a second. I'll be right with you. Let's get our hopefully try and get our outro going here. Yeah, keep an eye out for a stream later tonight. Maybe we might get some fresh reports in, or maybe we'll just do some old reports. And it's been weird trying to pull up some of these, my intros and outros. I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing, but it's scrambling all my little clips around. It's funny. Here we go. Here's one of them.